Hi, everybody. It's Dina Wilkinson, and I am here with new Regional Vice President Beth Rose. And I've known Beth for a long time, and I am so excited to have her on with us and to have her share her story. Because you know how someone else's life always looks different than their life, but for me, it was like boom! All of a sudden, Beth decided to become a regional vice president, and she was there. And I know there was more to that story than what I'm saying, so that's why I've got her on, because I want her to tell her story, share some of her screenshots of her stats, and tell us, yeah, how'd you do this, Beth?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It was a real treat to get your message yesterday asking me to train. So you never say no to that opportunity, and to hopefully help others in, I guess, sharing your authentic stories. So again, my name is Beth Rose. I've been with Arvon since May of 2013. So I am not an overnight success. I will tell you, I was quick in the success ladder, I guess. I promoted to district in 3 weeks and promoted to area in 2 months when I first started. I lost my area one time, and I did do a whole spreadsheet, which, hopefully I'll be able to share with you at some point, but I was a happy area manager for pretty much 6 years. So it wasn't like I was happy. I was comfortable and was good at sharing the products with everyone I knew, because as Dina and I were just talking about prior to going live, the products really speak for themselves. It's hard not to want to share the products. But I asked Dina if I could share a little bit of the training I did for another nation that really kind of shows an insight into my thinking. So should I do that here, or do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Either way.
So I'll do that first. So I gave an intro to myself. I'm a former corporate event planner. I have 2 children, one who just drove himself to quarantine in college by himself. He'll be quarantining for 2 weeks. And I have an 7th grader as well. But my passion really is health and wellness. So leading with the products was always something that I was really, really, really comfortable with. I knew our products worked. I knew, the changes that they made for me personally, and I loved blabbing about it to everyone. But here's the difference, and here's where the story kicked in. So years of people thinking less than about this industry took a toll. Years of people saying no before they even listened to what we're all about took a toll. Years of people calling this a pyramid scheme obviously took a toll. Years of people joining, then quitting, took a toll. Years of simply having people not respond to me took a toll. Years of people simply not responding to anything about the promotions and this and that could take a toll. But years of seeing people around you promote and thinking that you can do the same thing but haven't made it happen took a big toll. And years of thinking that having a normal and dependable paycheck would be preferable also took a toll. So I know that some of you on this call need to hear this. This is common in this business, and people need to understand that this is really what we're all about, what happens between our ears. So you're not alone. No amount of reading or listening to trainings, and I showed up for every single training, erased the feelings that were coming up from time to time. So I show up, I do, for every call, attend every training and conference, and hear all the success stories, but I wasn't ready. So Dina wanted me to say what made me have that shift. I always heard, you have to do more to get more, right? And I thought I was doing more. And those who hear the most no's are the MVPs that you also hear. So how many more no's did I need to hear? But the more I was doing was still very product driven. So given the years we focused on skincare, when the nutrition products in the 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyonds became available, I had a whole new set of products to focus on, right? So comfort, it seemed, suited me. So I was uncomfortable when I started. I was uncomfortable with all the rejection and the opinions of others. So I actually think I convinced myself that I didn't care if I promoted or not. And maybe some of you need to hear this. So over the years, Lynn Flynn, my direct upline, and Dana Collins, my grandmother in this business, would talk to me, train me, and try to help me figure out what it was that was holding me back. And I was not able to put my finger on it. And why I didn't seem to care if I promoted or not. It's not that I didn't think about it. I did. I was just fine where I was. So I knew what came with promoting. And I think all of you understand this as well, financially and otherwise. I knew what it would take numbers wise. I knew so many of my dear friends and sideline sisters like Ashley Jackson, Christy Tapper, Danielle Molyneux, Amanda Kettering, were all creating these organizations that were beyond some of our wildest dreams. And it wasn't just the money for me, but the community that they were creating and the happiness that they were creating. So who wouldn't want to be more, involved with that sort of excitement and joy? So I was good where I was. I was also substitute teaching. So when I say this next part, I say it matter-of-factly, as I think it is important to hear, but know that I wasn't insulted when these things were said to me. People who wanted the best for me were saying them from a place of caring. And I know that Dina had said them to me in the years that I had trained with her as well, jumping on calls and having her really get into my head. I was told over the years that I needed to be more relatable and change how I come across and to dumb things down and to not always talk about being plant-based in my gym time, but instead focus on figuring out who it is I wanted on my team and to attract them. So all of that was hard to hear. After all, I am who I am, but it ended up being true. If people look at this business as an opportunity where they think they need to know everything about everything and think they need to be vegan and a health nut, or they think they just need to have it together all the time, it's not appealing. So I made a shift a few months ago, and this is probably happening in December at this point. So now I realize we're in August, but I promoted in March. A subtle but ever so important shift. I started working out of the house consistently. Again, can't do that now, but I make office hours at my house. I started working with my teammate, Judy Osorno, and sometimes a sideline sister joined us as well. And when I realized that my teammate, Judy, had big goals, I realized that my playing small was not serving her. The next big change was when I had an 18-year-old join my team. That was a huge thing. She had talked about all the time, when I turn 18, I want to join your team. She really brought new energy, new life into my business. And I have to tell you again, because her goals were big, my goals needed to be bigger. So for years, I hovered around the 20 to 30,000 QV mark, even going down, I would say, between the 12 and 30,000 mark. Going for 40 wasn't something I felt prepared to do with the team I had. I really have a sort of not the stable, not the three legs and me being the fourth leg type of business. That's just not how my business ever looked. It wasn't like the field of dreams, quote, if we built it, they will come. I just didn't understand where they would be coming from, right? But in fact, they did. My personal and team numbers started going up, and I realized that my teammates were doing more and that I too needed to do more. And so it was up to me to finally stop playing small and create my own team energy, as how it was currently wasn't serving anyone. And I think that is the key. My team deserved me to go first and to promote, because when the leader does more, the team is inspired to do more. So I really think that leading with the business and stop being in your comfort zone was a huge shift for me. The products aren't going to change, right? They only get better. The business isn't going to change. It will only get better. We're B Corp and aligned with TerraCycle and all these amazing things. The company, the industry isn't going to change. Social marketing is what it is. And people, now that they are home, are going to rely on social marketing more than ever before. So what needs to change is you. That's the only variable. So change your thinking, change your mindset, read, inspire, and lead from the front. And that's significantly what changed.
Awesome. So now I'm going to go back and ask you a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
So when you think you changed your mindset and you went from leading with the product to more leading with the business, what did you do differently?
Part of me feels like a huge weight was lifted off me. I stopped caring. You hear all the time, the funnel training, lead with the business, because if you lead with the product, you have nothing to fall back on. I'm okay if people say no to me now. They don't get it. They can watch my journey or not. I want people in my life, not just in Arbonne, who get it, who kind of resonate on a higher, different playing field. And if people say no, and you hear this all the time too, it might not be a no forever. It might be a no for now. And continue to inspire, continue to just bring joy into other people's lives and to be the best version of yourself and let you attract those types of people. So I was okay with the no. I just asked more people, got more no's. I was really comfortable with the no.
So what did you, when you look at your business, when you asked more people, did you ask more people on social media? What changed? Tell me share a day, like what do you do on a normal day to build when you're really building your business? What do you do?
Okay, and day one, I'm really building my business. So now I'm leading my team on these virtual events, for example. I'll focus on now because now is what we have, and it's largely virtual. Yep. So we're doing these Facebook events. We're not doing individual 15-minute Facebook Lives anymore, just because it seemed not a great use of everyone's individual time. Let's collectively work together, have more energy, have more accountability, just have more. So I'm leading these events. So a typical day for me is not, yes, I post on social media, on my Instagram story and this and that, but that's not how you're going to get people to join your Facebook event. That's not how you're going to get people to understand what Arbonne's about. I reach out individually. I voice text people. I actually call people now because we're all stuck home. I said, I realize it wasn't a fit for you before, but maybe now your situation has changed. If I sent you information, would you take a look? Again, it might, and then another call could be, hey, I know we connected a few months ago about Arbonne, and I don't know if anything has changed in your life. My team and I are still growing, loving what we're doing. Would you take a look? Would you be interested in jumping on this Facebook event with me? No pressure, totally fine. I release myself from the outcome. I'm asking, I know that people are out of work. I know that people are gaining the COVID-19. I know that we can help. So I offer help. And that's really it. So my focus, I did 2 big Facebook Live events last month because, week 1, week 3. And my focus was to ask people every single day, 10, 20, 30 people, and I challenged my team to do the same. Would you be interested in jumping on this event? Just to hear more, to see if any aspect of Arbonne would be a fit for you. And yes, I tie in the first night. The reasons these events are kind of awesome is because the first night I talk about nutrition and Arbonne as a company, our mission, what drives us as a company. I think that's super important. And they're 10 minutes or 12 minutes, but not longer than that. The second night I talk about skincare and our ingredient policy, because again, skincare might not be for everyone, but our ingredient policy is. And the third night I've been doing cosmetics, but clearly that's not my wheelhouse, but it was fun. It was super great. I embarrassed myself and I was fun. I was fun with it. But I'm going to do sports nutrition and summer essentials, like, bath and body care type stuff this time. And I will focus on the business. And I never leave an event without at least weaving in the business in some respect.
So you're doing a lot. It sounds like instead of doing a whole bunch per week, your spin on it is that you're doing several per month, that you just keep funneling people, everybody you're talking to, meeting into your bigger events.
My region event. So again, you hear this all the time. I'm working smarter, not harder. So, I used to do, they say do, your 8 to 10 groups. So I was going live 8 to 10 different nights a week. And I'm like, this seems awfully silly. If I could get 200, we had over 200 people on our first one. If I could get those people onto one event, I'm still in front of the same audience. There's more engagement. It's more fun to see everyone there. We do raffles for free products. It's a smarter use of my time, and it really is more fun.
So are you doing those as Facebook Lives, or are you doing those as Zooms? You're doing them as a Facebook Live?
Facebook Lives in a private group that I set up a different group every time. So the first one was summer something. The second one was sizzling summer love. This one's summer self-care. As we morph into the fall, maybe after the this global training conference coming up, we'll do another one focusing on the new obviously we'll focus on the new products. Yes, but they're Facebook Live events. So 10 minutes one night, 10 minutes the next night, 10 minutes the third night, and then 2 shopping days, where I don't even mention shopping in the live events. I don't want people to think that they're there to shop. They're there to learn more about a brand they might not be aware of. They're there to learn more about an industry they might not be aware of. But then, yes, I will say, shopping days open, and then, there are 2 days of shopping. And again, it's for my entire region. So each of them is also inviting people into this Facebook event. So step up as the leader. Your team will, get their people to join. And then the goal is, I'll do 3 or 4 of these, and then I will ask my leaders to step up and do them as well.
Awesome. That's great. So when the shift for you then is you realized, if I heard you right, that you needed to have bigger goals and ask more of yourself, kind of like, if they want to have a bigger goal, I got to lead from the front, right?
Yeah, I'm holding them back. If I'm comfortable being an area, then my districts will be comfortable being districts. My areas will be comfortable being areas. And my consultants will be happy being consultants, and that's not fair. That's not fair. And that's also not leading from the front. And
so you felt like you just weren't painting the picture of what they could have been.
Yeah, I wasn't serving them, and I was a leader of my team. I was comfortable, so they were all comfortable. And I don't know, nothing happens inside your comfort zone, right? So you hear that over and over and over, and it wasn't cool anymore. It wasn't cool. I don't know why I decided on the shortest month of the year to go into qual. I don't know how we finished with COVID. We entered qual in February 2020. We finished in March of 2020 when it was.
So you did it February, March.
I did it in 2. I was told I had no option. And you listen to Ashley Jackson and Amanda Kettering when they're in your ear saying, girl, you don't do this in 3 months. You do this
in 2.
Right, because I also had an area manager on my team, so I could only count so much of her volume, and that was a big factor in it as well. So yes, I'm not dumb. So I knew the numbers, and I knew what I needed to do. And we entered qual with 40,907, and we finished with 56. It was crazy. I'd never done over 40,907. I was like, Lynn, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do 56. She's like, there is a way. So, my team and I, and I still get goosebumps. They are, and they were amazing. We banded together. And this is in March, remember, when COVID yeah, closed everything. So yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Yep. And sponsoring obviously went up, right? I mean, this isn't just a selling game. I mean, I have it. We, in March. Okay. So we want
to show your screen now?
Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah, I gave you the.
Oh, you're the best. Okay. Yeah. So hold on. There. So I did from when I started, and I could only go back in web stats for 5 years. So I started in May. So you'll see here in 2013, I started in May. But here you can see, like, it's all over the place, Dina. I mean, really, it was like 11, 13, 30, but that was GTC. I noted that was a 13. This is when my cousin Emily joined here, but I became an executive area manager here with the 23. So I really did hover in that 20,000 range for a very happy long time. This was GTC in 2019. Again, numbers not typical, right? This is when my 18-year-old and she got joined in December of 2019. So I just want to show you, in January of 2020, we were at 32,000 with only 7 new PCs and ICs in my success line. February, we went into qual. I know, it's crazy. I know, it was crazy. 25 new PC ICs. When we finished in March, Oh, I think that's not 50. I'll have to go back. It might have been 57. God, that would be crazy if it were. It might have actually been 57. I don't think
If not, it's really close. Because you would have had to have done 40,
yes, it was 57.
so it's 57.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I wrote it right. It was 57,625, and we had 17. And then the first month as an RVP, we had 52. Again, new PCs and ICs, and this is where Powerhouse on Emily's team joined. But my first month as a RVP, I got my RVP bonus.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So it was pretty awesome. I wasn't actually, Ashley definitely told me what to do and what I should do and how exciting it was. I couldn't actually believe that. Just seeing it on your paycheck makes such a nice difference. And then, yeah, I won't allow anything for other, but you'll see 45 new PCs, 30 new, and 38 new. So I'm committed to at least 40,000 a month now. It's like not an option. Just as I was comfortable with 20, now I'm committed to the 40, and you know, just continuing to share the joy, share the. Do you want me to keep this up? Do you have questions about?
Oh, I just think you know, I love it because your journey. Because I had the same journey that I was really comfortable at area. My volume was around, you know, always like 30, 32, 38, because when I promoted to region, you had to be 48,000. So I was like you, I was comfortable. The paycheck was nice. And you know, it just, you can get comfortable there, can't you?
Yes, you can get very, I was fine. I was fine, right? And I also substitute taught at my kids' school. So I'm all about the multiple streams of income, but fine is fine. I mean, why do you want to go through life being fine? I don't know. It's just doesn't serve anyone. Certainly doesn't serve you. I wasn't setting an example for my kids. I have signed I'm in my office, like my 12-year-old, every time RVP, like he draws pictures for me. Every time I went to GTC, he knew I was committed to doing it and didn't understand why all my friends were doing it and why I wasn't. He is my biggest cheerleader. So you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk and do it. I mean, it's just so much more rewarding.
So now what are your goals?
Sponsoring. My goals are sponsoring. I want my team to grow. I want to bless this business to more people. That is my biggest goal. I just want to share this with more people who need it, who don't understand it, who could use it, and who are willing to, you know, walk the walk with me. Truly, that gets me teared up, but sponsoring is my goal, is my number one.
So are you wanting to be in a nation?
Yes, who does not want to be a nation? That would be so lovely on so many levels. We have a lot of work to do. My team and I have a lot of work to do, and they're committed to doing it. We need to grow. We just need to grow together. And to tell you that I have 3 leaders on my team, we did this with 3 leaders, 1 direct area, 1 direct district, 1 area direct to my area, and just a lot of consultants. We do not have the stability, I'm going to be totally honest, and that's our goal together, to work to help.
Just grow, just keep growing.
Just to grow.
Yeah, every month to keep bringing in new people that you help see the bigger picture and get to district and then get up to area.
That's correct.
Yeah. No, I look at it and I'm amazed what you've done. I love your mind shift. I love everything you said. You were so authentic. You spoke from your heart about how you let things just kind of build up, and you got to do really a mental enema, don't you?
It's true. It's true.
And you got to just flush.
You do. You have to get rid of the garbage, and the garbage will keep coming. I mean, you know this. I mean, for how many years? It doesn't stop. But you read. I have a bookshelf of books. I just went online and ordered another book this morning. You have to rise above. You have to stay focused and let the garbage out.
Yeah, and I think as women, we can take it so personally. You know, it's always been interesting because I have 2 brother-in-laws that are in real estate, and every single month as brokers, you hire new real estate agents. but the average real estate agent in only ever sells one house. The most amazing numbers, they only ever sell one house. They sell it to somebody that's a family member, and then they quit. What I realized that they did differently is they just said, that's my drill, and that's the numbers. And so that's, you just have to put so many in, and then you find the one who sticks, the one who wants more, the one who's really put in the effort and the energy. And I thought, you know what? That's just what ours is. We just have to know the numbers and then not take it personally.
Correct.
That's it.
That's correct. That's correct. And Dana also said on that leadership, the Life for Leadership that Chris and Amy Weiler put together, it is true. Women take on a different responsibility level. And we put it on our shoulders largely to take care of not only our business, but the house and and everything that goes along with it. And if you have family, your family and all that, and it puts us in a special position, right?
It does.
So yeah, it's tough.
It is tough.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It is just, like you said, it's the mindset. And I love the switch from product to sponsoring.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we heard it, right? You just need to implement it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you
was
for asking.
awesome. Can't wait to share it.
I appreciate you, Dina. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you. You as well. Stay safe.
All right, hon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.